Hello, everyone, and welcome to another NintendoFuse Game Chat. Today, we're talking all about Ion Shift for the Nintendo Switch. So, Ion Shift came out July 31st, 2025. It was developed by Electro Soul Games and published by Flynn's Arcade, and full disclosure, review codes were provided for this. So, thank you very much for that. Ion Shift is a 2D platformer that has you in the role of this alien that has to get through this ship pretty much, and there's all these soldiers and traps and turrets that are trying to stop you, and it's really like a puzzle platformer, trying to figure out the best way to go from room to room as you kill any enemy or destroy any turret, and there's different items you could use to block or to create sound to distract the people, and a really fascinating way to play a puzzle platformer, I think. But Tristan, let's go to you. And what was your experience like with Ion Shift?
I'm glad that you said puzzle because yes, every section is a puzzle. And it is a platformer in that, it's 2D and like you're moving around and you have this move set which is limited. Have you ever played Carry On, by the way?
No, but that's immediately what I thought of when I started
Yeah,
to.
same here. I'd played Carry On, and it's kind of the same kind of thing where like you're just you've infiltrated a ship and you're just like destroying all human life and whatever. But for this, you're going from point A to point B, but there's all of these enemies and turrets and all these other robotics that are trying to kill you in the way. And I actually thought of, and I don't know if I've ever played a game quite like this, but I would consider this a Puzzlevania game.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's ever been a term before, but I mean, like it's Castlevania and that it's platformer, but it's puzzle heavy. You have to like really methodically think about how you're going to get through this and kill everybody and not get shot yourself. And you have a very limited move set. Like I said, you can aim exactly where you want and dash a very small distance. You can cling to walls, and you can pick up items with like your tail. You're kind of like a scorpion looking thing, if I had to equate it to something. But it's really enjoyable. I was very surprised at how much fun I had with it because and it was frustrating at times too. I played for about 3 hours, and there's one part that I just can't get past, no matter how many times I try. Not for lack of trying. I got very frustrated, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to review because I'm just not going to sink any more time into it. Did you have any particular like parts of the game that kind of like um, kept your progress metered?
I was able to conquer every room I encountered before I eventually, put it down. But a lot of like the checkpoints I noticed weren't as frequent as I would have liked, because there are just certain rooms where you're down to the last enemy and a turret, and you get the enemy, but you just can't dash out of the turret's fire in time, and it's like, oh, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
I like that there's like ducks, like, so there's multiple ways to tackle every room. It's not just you have to do this set pattern. And
Yeah.
sometimes you could use the duck work to climb around and ambush enemies. And I thought that was cool. It was interesting you can only hold one item at a time. And sometimes I was like, oh no, I'm out of items. What do I do? Like, am I dead? Can I figure out another way? And I felt there was no brick. Like, I never was bricked. I always did find a way through everything. So the way you described Puzzlemania, like, I think that's perfect. Like, it just, the way the levels go, it feels like a standard Castlevania, more so than like the Metroidvania style. It's more like classic Castlevania style, going from room to room, and it just, like, it controls well, it flows well, it it really doesn't almost feel like an indie. It feels more like a, more professional, like a bigger budget title than I was expecting, which is a good thing. It
Mm-hmm.
really has a lot of character. It has a lot of personality, and just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you were saying the character and personality, and they actually like interject like some cutscenes in between every few levels. Like there's a couple of like crew members talking to each other about the situation and like, why is everyone dying? Go get this thing, and like there's just funny things going on in the background. So it's not just you're an alien, kill things, get from point A to point B. They actually have some personality in there too.
Yeah, I love that. I love that there's a story there. You're
Hmm.
essentially following a story as you're infiltrating this ship. So I thought that was really well done. I thought the graphics were good. The music was atmospheric. It certainly felt like almost cinematic. A 2D cinematic game. So, Tristan, the game is $5.99. As of this recording, it's not on sale. Would you say you recommend it at full price, wait for a sale, or not at all?
At 5.99, I wouldn't hesitate. Um, Especially if you like that sort of thing, that sort of challenge. It's a really fun game, and it's a really cool. I wouldn't call it a gimmick, but a really cool premise that they've kind of done. Yeah, the whole like alien infiltration has been done, but not in this way. So I really think you're getting your money's worth if you're paying $6.
I agree. I think $5.99 is honestly a steal. There's just a lot to this game. There's a lot of personality, a lot of charm, a lot of fun to be had, especially like that old school 2D platformer, action platformer with some puzzle elements. Then you think you'll find a lot to this game. Once again, this did come out July 31st of 2025, developed by Electro Soul Games and published by Flynn's Arcade. And once again, review codes were provided, so thank you. If you enjoy reviews like this, please go over to our YouTube channel or subscribe at NintendoFuse.com as well as YouTube. We have a ton of game chats and reviews. We also have our bi weekly podcast. We've got industry interviews and so much more. So, thank you so much for joining me today and have yourself a wonderful day.